What's up, folks? Maximilian here, bringing you an update on this crazy fiasco of Double Helix being bought out by Amazon Games, especially for you guys that are really looking forward to the future of Killer Instinct like myself. And quite a bit has happened over the past 24 hours. What we can pull from this, and what I did mention in the video last night that did happen pretty late, is that Phil Spencer and higher-ups at Microsoft do believe that Killer Instinct is a franchise that is good, and they want to see it continue in the future. They've mentioned this several times on live streams that they have plans for stuff in the future of the seasons, and it's definitely something that Microsoft is taking seriously after the release of what happened with Season 1. Now, they still haven't released any official sales figures for the first part of the game that Double Helix made, but they did say that it sold well, that they were very happy with the numbers, and they pretty much want to see it continue, but we don't know exactly how it is going to continue. But we do have a couple of more details based off what happened over the past 24 hours. We do have confirmation that Double Helix is not going to be working on Season 2. Double Helix is greatly responsible for the art, the music, the netcode, the actual programming, the hard development of the characters, as well as a lot of other things that go into designing how the roster works and balancing the game and stuff like that. Double Helix were pretty much the dudes that were hard coding the game and like working out all those little intricacies and stuff like that. And there are guys at Microsoft that work on the game as well, but the main actual development of the title pretty much was taking place at Double Helix, which was in Southern California. Now, there is a team of Killer Instinct people that they were mentioning exists elsewhere. There is a team, whether or not it's being formed from people of Double Helix, we don't know, or it's existing members of Microsoft. There is a KI team at Microsoft internally. But what we do have confirmation on is the fact that Double Helix is not going to be the ones working on Season 2. Their job is pretty much over at the end of Season 1, so by the time Season 1 completes, I'm pretty sure we're getting story mode, we're getting Fulgore, we're getting lobbies, and everything like that. That's all going to be Double Helix. They're still going to be finishing the fight. But from that point forward, it's almost entirely up to Microsoft. So the big challenge with this, and one of the things that I was reading on a lot of forums and seeing a lot of people are talking about, is the fact that Killer Instinct was not developed by a Microsoft internal engine. The actual development engine of Killer Instinct belongs to Double Helix. They own it. So whether or not within the agreement there was a term to pass on all assets, including the code of the game and the engine, we don't know. There could be a chance that the game could be rebuilt from the ground up, which I highly suspect is super unlikely considering it's an Xbox Live Arcade title. It doesn't get the same, crazy support that it gets from Microsoft as far as, its big first-party titles like Halo and Forza and Dead Rising and stuff like that. It's an XBLA game, and while they do have support, it's not nearly as big as anything else because that's just kind of the way it goes with all development if it's a digital-only title that is released at a discount, a budget title. So now the big concern is that, oh my gosh, all these dudes are going to have to learn pretty much what the Double Helix guys created. Like, they created this engine, and then they gotta pass over the engine to new people, and that seems like it's gonna be a very daunting task. That's the thing I'm a little worried about when it comes to this entire situation, unless they're gonna be hiring Double Helix guys to come assist with certain things. And now, a lot of times within contracts, these things are written out of contracts, that you snipe developers and stuff like that. And a lot of people are assuming that people from Double Helix are going to be going over to the Microsoft end and pretty much developing KI from there because they're a part of quote-unquote the KI team. But I don't really get that because a lot of the folks that have been responding on the Double Helix side mentioned that they are Double Helix employees, that they were not brought in by Microsoft. They actually work at DH, and a lot of the lead developers of Killer Instinct, including designers as well, like gameplay designers as well as artists, as well as the sound effects guys and stuff like that, seem to still be working at Double Helix, so I have no idea what's going on there. There's another questionable thing whether Mick Gordon, the guy who pretty much created one of the greatest freaking fighting game soundtracks ever in the new Killer Instinct, following up one of the best there ever was before, is going to be working on Season 2, and all he said is that he's focusing on Fulgore right now, and he has no confirmation of what's going to happen in the future, which is, we just don't know. So there's a chance that much different people are going to be working on the game. And this was actually confirmed from Microsoft that they are actively looking forward to announcing a new development team for Killer Instinct. Whether that's going to be internal, we don't know. Whether that's going to be a third-party company, we don't know. I've seen people mention Spark Unlimited. I've seen people mention Remedy. A lot of different other third-party developers similar to Double Helix, which means that either this Amazon deal kind of didn't allow Double Helix to make a Season 2, or Microsoft never signed on for, multiple seasons with Double Helix. We don't even know exactly why they're not making more of the same thing if the Amazon information says that they're allowed to continue with the projects that they were currently making. That pretty much means that Double Helix was only there for just Season 1, and they were gone after that. They didn't get signed for a Season 2, which is a little disheartening because so far they've done a pretty damn good job within a year's time making a pretty much a fighting game engine completely from scratch. Now, the question is that if this has not already happened yet, depending on how recent this information has gone through, and the Microsoft guys have said they've had plans for this transition for a while, that makes me feel good because we need Season 2 stuff fast. Killer Instinct, since it's treated as a platform and now it's going to be lacking a developer for a period of time, has a chance of becoming irrelevant really fast because it's only a portion of a game. It was made to be a launch title, and because it was a launch title, it was lacking content with the limited roster. And when you have a fighting game, it's only going to keep people interested for so long. And other developers have known this, and guys like, NetherRealm have released Injustice characters for like 6 months after the release of the game, and that really helps support the game for a very, very, very long period, which is actually half a year is a long time after a fighting game to keep it going without a big official update. So this is the big issue that Killer Instinct has, in my opinion, is that if Season 2 does not come out this year, KI has a chance of becoming super irrelevant really fast, and it's only going to come down to the hardcore guys like us that really enjoy playing it in tournament scenes, and that's a very, very, very small amount of people. So I only hope that Season 2 is already in the works from another developer. I already hope that there is something going to be happening or announced soon telling us who the developer is, because at the same time, one of the things that made Season 1 amazing from Double Helix was that they were super open about the game. And I know this because I talked with them and they let me into their offices to actually cover the game. They were super open, they wanted to take suggestions, they were very critical about the game they were making, they wanted to make it for fighting game fans. And taking that information and taking all of this knowledge and taking everything that people have played the game so far and changing it, you guys saw the crazy difference that was between Combo Breakers at EVO and how they changed that for the game and it is now. That's what made Killer Instinct really good, was gameplay decisions designed around what people want, what people like, and what they think is good. And it came out really well. I only hope that the new developers understand what made Season 1 of Killer Instinct really good if these new guys get a hold of the game very soon. But the big issue is that from this point forward, we don't know where Season 2 is going to go. We don't know when Season 2 is going to come out. What we really need is a big official press release from Microsoft about KI telling us what exactly is going to happen. What I would like to happen is to have a team take over the game similar to the vein of which Double Helix did, follow the same design parameters they did with the game, because if you have a half of a title and then another half that feels like it's designed by a completely different company, that never works. If the people try to go with, their own direction, just go in certain directions with certain things that are already established, you get really weird creative projects like Brave, from Disney or something like that, which lost its director halfway through, which other games have had happen before, and it's very obvious. My other big concern is that I've seen this happen before. I've seen games that I've wanted updates to, that I've been promised updates to from developers on forums, and you see them come out publicly that, yeah, more stuff is coming. We got this DLC right around the corner, we got all this stuff. Don't worry, just because this one thing happened, we're going to keep going with it. And literally, on a multitude of occasions, nothing's happened. Like, the game just died into obscurity. I really hope that isn't the case, because Killer Instinct is Xbox One's best launch title, in my opinion, and pretty much the best launch exclusive game currently amongst the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Are they going to make it a full release game? Are they going to change the different way it's a platform? We don't know yet. Are they going to try to redo the entire thing completely? We have no idea. What we're waiting for right now is confirmation of Microsoft. What exactly is going to happen? What do you guys think? Do you think it's good that another developer is taking over the game? Do you think Double Helix did a good job with Season 1, but it's time to let someone else take the reins? And I might put some money down at the moment that it'd be a pretty good call if Microsoft actually gave the remaining development to Rare. What do you guys think about Rare taking over KI? I know there are some folks over there that still worked at Rare over the past many years, but they are a much different studio than existed in the past. And do you think they have the capability to even make a fighting game nowadays, because they've been pretty much making very similar stuff for the past 10 years? Either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you have faith in a new developer taking things over? My name is Maximilian. Thank you dudes very much for watching, and we'll see what happens next.